Okay, we are live now. Good evening, sir. Welcome to DIC African Podcast. Stephen Edward, it's
Thank
good
you
to
for
have you
having me.
here. Oh, immediately,
Thank you
what do you
for
have?
having me.
If you want to change your position, get angry with your present condition. When you walk in faith, God shows you. Numbers chapter 1 verse 18, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 45 says if you are 20 years old, you are able to go to work. I expect you to get angry to find out how do you become independent now. Between the ages of 13 to 19, you should be training yourself to win, to dominate the market, so that by 20 you can take a decision. Tradition has held our boys and our women down. Stay in your house till they are 30, till they are 35 years old. Then when a man stays till 30 years old, what do you want the man to do? Because when cement has gotten dry, it becomes set. It becomes set. The problem with Africa, Nigeria, is free food. Because anybody that gives you free food stops you from thinking. I am not afraid of an army of lions led by. I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. But I'm afraid of a pack of sheep led by lions. I came here to raise lions. I came here to provoke you. I came here to disrupt you. I came here to set that fire inside you. No matter the recession in the forest, a lion will never eat grass. Monkey know the bongo. No. A lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fattest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fastest animal in the jungle. So if you ask the lion, did you pass your fastest animal exam? He will say no. Did you pass the longest animal in the jungle? He will say no. Did you pass the biggest animal in the jungle exam? He will say no. Did you pass the wisest animal in the jungle? So what did you get in fastest? F. What did you get in strongest? F. What did you get in this one? F. What did you get in this one? F. So in your school set exam, you get F, 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 F. No problem. But yet he's the king of the jungle. Your academics is not a guarantee for your success. Keep your first class one side. Keep your 2-1 one side. Keep your 2-2 one side. Show me your attitude. A lion will look at an elephant. He say, I will eat this. Because that is how he thinks. An elephant will see it and run away. It is not a function of your size. It is a function of your attitude. Walk to that person and say, you need to be in this platform. Otherwise, you'll look for me tomorrow. Start talking to them now. Stop pitying them. Time is ticking. TikTok, TikTok. Where are my lions? Can I hear you say, Ahoo? So at this point in time, it is important that you know that decisions make men. What decision do you want to take today? What decision do you want to happen in your life? What decision do you want to see in 5 years' time? Everybody overestimates what you can accomplish in 1 year, but you underestimate what you can accomplish in 5 years. Stop thinking short term. Think about the long term. Money follows attention. You are too quiet for success. Once you make noise, you command attention. Hey, we don't show. Everybody was born naked. Everybody. There is nobody I know that came out with shoes, iPad, BlackBerry. Nobody. Everybody came out naked. The only thing a baby comes out is the fear of falling down and the fear of a loud noise. Every other thing you learned to be poor. So if you are going to be successful, you have to unlearn poverty and learn success. Unlearn poverty and learn success. I was tired of 1,000, 5,000, 20,000. I was tired. My brother, small money is bad. So I wrote on my wall 100 million. I wrote it on the wall, big with paper. I will lie down by my bed on the floor. When I wake up, it's 100 million. I see. I wrote it on my ceiling, 100 million. When I turn like this, 100 million. Turn like this, 100 million. In my bedroom. Turn like this, 100 million. My toilet, when I'm sitting on the throne, 100 million. This book will not pass me by. Whatever you look on, once there is a will, there will always be a way. I put a target on my mind, 100 million. And I put a time, 1 year. 1 year. When you put a target and a time, direction will appear. What is your target? What time do you have? When you put a time and a target, you turn to a madman. The world does not excuse the road for human beings. It's when you are mad, the road will clear. Stop thinking about 500,000. When you have a time and a target, everything changes. Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, my mentor, my boss, says in Africa, when a gazelle wakes up, it has to run faster than the fastest lion, otherwise it will be eaten. It says also in that same Africa, when a lion wakes up, it has to run faster than the fastest gazelle, otherwise fastest gazelle, otherwise it will not eat. The moral of the story is whether you are a gazelle or a lion, when you wake up, laugh all you want. I am too busy building an empire. God bless you. Have a fantastic day. Ahoo! Ahoo! God bless you.
Hello, can you hear me, please? Hello? 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 All right. Let me just go straight to the conversation because I don't know whether my host can hear me. Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yeah, the sound issue have been sorted out now. I can hear you, sir. Can you also hear me well?
I can hear you too.
All right, we are live already. So welcome
All
to
right.
DIC African Podcast. This is Deep Inside Conversation. So thank you for honoring my invitation. I'm happy to have you here. God bless you. And I can't even wait to see your face. We are here to see your face.
I'm not sure you'll be able to see my face because I have a little challenge with the visibility. So if you don't mind the audio for now, but as soon as I'm able to
Okay, no
rectify it,
problem.
I'll come back. Yeah.
It's fine, it's fine. That's okay. All right, so today we're talking on discovering you, tapping into the power and unlock the code to greatness. That's what you're here to teach us. Hope
All
I'm
right.
heard.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so before you start, I'd like you to introduce yourself. Once you introduce yourself, then you just start teaching. So I'll be backstage. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you for having me. I deeply celebrate you for the opportunity. Thank you for the tremendous value you are adding to humanity and being a blessing. The greatest blessing an individual can be to his generation is to offer them information that is applicable, that is timeless, that is timely, and it is life transforming. So, thank you for what you are doing in the personal development space. My name is Stephen Edward. I'm a self discovery coach and leadership expert. I'm the principal consultant at the School of Self Discovery and Leadership, a human capacity organization that is highly committed to introducing people to their unique and authentic self, inspiring them to unlock their highest potential as they solve specific and definite problems in their generation. I'm also a bestseller. I've written a couple of books, The Power of Personal Development. My One of my books that I've sold over 1,000 copies. That's Discover Your Unique and Authentic Self. The volume two is also going to be out this year. Grow and Become Your Unique and Authentic Self. So basically, that's what I do, and I'm also a banker, and I'm also married to an amazing wife. So thank you for having me. All right. So very briefly, because we don't have much time, I'm going to be sharing on Discover You, tap into your power and unlock the code to greatness. I have said this over and over again that the greatest discovery in life is not the discovery of the day you were born, is discovering the why you were born. The greatest discovery in life is the discovery of self, who you are, and your essence for existence. Life begins principally and fundamentally when you meet yourself, when you discover yourself, when you unlock and capitalize, on your uniqueness. So you have truly not started living until you have discovered you. Most people think that the journey of life starts when they get admission to school. They believe the journey of life starts when they get into a relationship. They believe that the journey of life starts when they start a business, or even when they get a job, or when they decide which career path to focus on. But you must realize, one of the messages I want to talk about this morning is the fact that life begins for any human being when they discover themselves. It is on the strength of that discovery that you will identify what makes you intrinsically and inherently unique. And it is on the strength of that discovery that you're able to find the problem that you were wired, configured, handcrafted before time appointed to serve your generation. Most people know a lot of things about other people, but they know very little things about themselves. And even the things that they claim to know about themselves are largely a product of environmental influences, are largely a product of their educational qualifications, are largely a product of people's opinion about themselves. So the image or the picture that they have of themselves is largely not a reflection of who they are inherently and intrinsically. And I'm going to say something very important and fundamental this evening. You must realize that there is something unique and authentic you came to this world to offer your generation. You must believe that it is important you establish that fact, that there's something unique, there's something authentic you exist to serve your generation. Most times when I share the concept of self-discovery, people are quick to think they have discovered themselves because they have discovered their gifts, they discovered their talents, they have discovered their passion. And I want to say this evening. Those of you who are listening and those of you who are going to listen to it later, the discovery of your gifts, the discovery of your talent, the discovery of your talent is not what, your passion rather, is not what self-discovery is about. Self-discovery is much more than the discovery of a talent, discovery of the gift, discovery of a passion, discovery of a career path or a profession. It's much more than that. All right? So I want to just share a few signs, few pointers that you have truly not discovered yourself. Because the message of self-discovery is so simple that people misunderstand it. So let me give you a few signs. In my book that I wrote on Discover Your Unique and Authentic Self, I shared 10 signs you have not discovered yourself, or 10 signs you have not met yourself. One of the signs that you have not discovered yourself is that when you compare, when you have the tendency and the proclivity to compare yourself, to compete,
Are you still there, sir? I think maybe you're having a
yes,
network
I'm there.
glitch.
I'm with you.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
with
okay,
you. Can
okay.
you hear me? All right. So
Yes, I
I
can hear
said
you.
one of the signs that you have not discovered yourself, because most people are quick to think, I've discovered my talent, I've discovered my passion, I've discovered my gift. So I've discovered myself. Absolutely not. One of the pointers, one of the signs, one of the indications that you have not discovered yourself is when you have the tendency or the proclivity to compare, to compete, or to conform to people, systems, and existing structure. I know it's a long statement. That's why you need to listen to this teaching later. When you have the proclivity and the tendency to compare yourself with other people, to compete with other people, and to conform to an existing structure, an existing system, to conform to an existing mold is indicative of the fact that you are yet to discover yourselves. The moment, the day you discover yourself, you will realize that you are in a class all by yourself, and there's nobody that is like you. There had never been anybody like you, and there will never be anybody like you. God created you perpetually valuable, so he wants you to be permanently rare. I'll say that again because I said it too fast. God wanted you to be perpetually valuable, so he created you to be permanently rare. What that means is that there's no one that has your kind of personality, your perspective, your approach to life. There's something absolutely that is unique about you. So why will you compare yourself with someone whose path is completely different? In fact, you know what? You can have 500 or 5,000 public speakers in the same room, and they don't need to compare themselves with each other because they all have unique messages. They all have unique personalities. They all have unique experiences. And you must understand that your uniqueness is the platform for leverage in engaging in life. I'll say it again. Your uniqueness is the platform for engaging and intelligently navigating life if you're going to succeed. Your difference from others is your advantage. God, and that is what you must find out. What makes me unique? What makes me stand out from other people? So that's one point. Another pointer that you have not discovered yourself is that when you are not solving a specific problem, or you are not offering a non-competitive value. When you discover yourself, people will know you for something specific and definite. It doesn't mean that that's the only thing that you can do. You can do other things, but you will be known. You will brand your uniqueness. You will brand your unique selling point around something specific. If I mention a few names right now, we are all going to associate them with something specific, something definite. It doesn't mean that they don't do other things. If I mention Michael Jordan, we'll talk about basketball. Does that mean that he doesn't do other things? No, but he has been able to brand his uniqueness on the strength of something unique he has discovered about himself. If I mention Bill Gates, we'll talk about some the Microsoft world. If I talk about Warren Buffett, we'll talk about investment. If I talk about Alhaji Dangote, we'll talk about business. These guys do other stuff. But you can't be successful in life if you project the multiple things that you do. You must find out one thing that you were born to serve your generation. You must find out that one problem amidst your giftedness and your being multi-talented. You must find a way to engage that problem and solving it. It's important. Another pointer that you have not discovered yourself is that when you don't have a strategic system for personal development. When you don't have a strategic system for personal development, people think that personal development is reading books. People think that personal development is attending seminars and going for conferences and listening to teachings. Absolutely not. These are just indicators that you are committed to developing yourself. But personal development is only effective to the degree to which you have discovered yourself. Personal development is only effective to the degree to which you have discovered yourself. If you have not discovered yourself, you will just be accumulating knowledge and information. But the moment you meet yourself, the moment you discover what makes you unique from other people, that day, your journey of personal development becomes effective, it becomes customized, it becomes dynamic, and it becomes highly impactful. It is when you realize how valuable you are that you begin to add value in yourself. All right. So because of time, I don't want to go into the other points. You can get that in my book on the power. Discover your unique and authentic self, where I shared 10 signs that you have not discovered yourself. Now, because of our time, what exactly is self-discovery? Because of time, what exactly is self-discovery? I want to see whether my video is clear enough because of the light. Is my video clear enough, or I should rather just speak without the video? Without the video. What do you think? Is my video a bit clear or is dark? I should off it.
It's clear. Fantastic. Very clear.
Are you serious? It's very clear?
Very clear.
Oh.
Neat. Powerful.
Oh, okay then. So I was sharing that. You can see the shirt I'm wearing branded. That's my book. All right. So I shared that. I say, because of time, let's just talk about what exactly is self-discovery. You have shared with us a background of our signs that I have not discovered myself. I've been able to help you realize. In fact, I don't have the time. I will have opened your eyes to realize the danger of not discovering yourself. But let me just mention too, one of the dangers of not discovering yourself, of not meeting yourself, your true self, your real self. One of the dangers is that you are going to become a liability to your generation rather than an asset. Your journey of becoming an asset to your generation, becoming an asset to a civilization, becoming an asset to an industry, becoming an asset to the marketplace, only begins when you meet yourself, only begins when you discover yourself. It is practically impossible to become. Notice I didn't say you were not created to become an asset. You are created by God inherently with the capacity and the potential to become an asset. But in order to activate that capacity, you must discover yourself. If not, you'll be loaded with gifts and talents and abilities and not know how to engage it. You know, so it's important to realize that when I don't discover myself, one of the dangers, one of the consequences is that I'll become a liability, even though I was wired with the capacities and the internal configuration to become an asset. I will become a liability because I'm ignorant of self. I shared in my book that the greatest form of ignorance in life is the ignorance of self. Hosea chapter 4 verse 6 says, my people are destroyed rather for the lack of knowledge. So, and the highest form of knowledge aside the knowledge of God is the knowledge of self. Socrates said, man, know thyself. Man, know thyself. It's not just talking about knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats that are available when you do SWOT analysis. It is talking about understanding the unique value you were wired to bring on the table of destiny. Understanding that there's something that makes you unique, and it is on that understanding that you should engage life. Another consequences, or another danger of not discovering yourself is that you will add to the problem of the world rather than to a solution. You only become a solution provider. You only become a value creator, an innovative value creator. You only become someone who others can place demand on what you have when you discover yourself. Generally speaking, we say it is what you can't give what you don't have. The story of the two apostles, James and John, if you're a person of faith, said, what I have, I give. I may not have this, I may not. So in this life, you must know what you have. Self-discovery helps you to know exactly what you have, and what you have, the intrinsic and inherent ability to offer your generation. What do I have that I can offer my generation? What do I have? Who am I that my world needs? All right, so let's break it down. What exactly then is self-discovery? Because there are other consequences. No time to talk about that. I'm trying to rush. What exactly is self-discovery? Self-discovery is not the discovery of gifts, my gifts. If self-discovery is not the discovery of my talent, if self-discovery is not the discovery of my passion, what then is self-discovery? How do I tap into that power that unlocks the greatness that I inherently possess? Self-discovery is identifying or discovering the unique value your gift was designed to offer your generation. It is identifying the unique value your gift was designed to offer your generation. It is important that we encourage people to not to just focus on identifying what their talent, their passion, and their gifts are, because you can discover your talent and abuse it. You can discover your gift and abuse it. You can discover your passion and abuse it, but you can never discover yourself and abuse your gift. You can never discover yourself and abuse your passion. You can never discover yourself and abuse your skill set. I tell people, see, your gift, your talent, your passion, they are only pointers, number one. Number two, they are platforms. You are not your gift. You are not your talent. You are not your passion. They are only pointers to what value you are to offer your generation. And they are platforms. So an individual, any man who has not discovered himself, will at best attempt to use his gift in a way that benefits him. Attempts to use his gift and talent and passion in a way that gets the attention of people. It is when you discover yourself that you can rightly use your gift, rightly use your talent, rightly engage your passion. There are people who are gifted, talented, but they are misusing their gift and talent, and the world is paying them dollars, millions of naira. I don't want to give an example of some form of industries in Nigeria that does not make sense, because we just think it is my gift, I choose how I want to use it. No, you don't determine how you use your gift. It is a discovery of self that tells you how your gift should be engaged. If not, you will abuse your gift. If not, you will even underuse your gift. All right, so self-discovery is identifying the unique value your gift is to solve. Every gift is to solve a problem. Every gift is to meet a need. Every gift is to be a blessing and to bring transformation to people's lives. So there are people who are gifted, but they are using their. Let me give a practical example. Someone can have the ability to write. It's a gift. An ability to speak is a gift, but can decide to use this ability to write words that would damage the minds of people. Someone can have the ability to produce movies and can decide to produce movies rather than using the ability to produce movies to communicate social values, but is producing movies that would damage the minds and the lives of people. Someone can have the ability to draw. Instead of drawing things that will inspire his generation, but he will use his ability to write, or draw rather, which is a gift, to destroy the lives, or to draw pictures or images that will communicate nudity, communicate defilement. It's a gift, but it's wrongly used, and it's going to make millions of naira drawing images and pictures that corrupts the minds of people, and the world will celebrate and pay him from that. It's a gift, but it's wrongly using it, because every gift, every talent is to solve a problem, is to meet a need, is to transform the lives of people, is to improve the ongoing development of our society. So if you don't discover yourself, you will not understand the value your gift is to offer. You will not understand the need your gift is to meet. You will not understand the problem your gift is to solve. You will not understand the kinds of people your gift is assigned to reach and to bring about transformation in their lives and destiny. So that's what self-discovery is about in a nutshell. In my book, I gave over 20 different expressions of the concept of self-discovery. I don't have the time to share on that. Self-discovery is identifying the role you are to play in the drama of destiny. Identifying the role that you are to play in the drama of destiny. Every one of us on the face of the earth, there's a specific and a definite role you are to play in the drama of destiny. When you find that role and you play that role in a way and a manner, never forget this, in a way and a manner that it improves the lives of people, in a way and a manner that it adds value, in a way and a manner that it meets needs, specific needs, definite needs, whether they are spiritual needs, whether they are intellectual needs, whether they are emotional needs, whether they are financial needs, whatever form of needs, you must make sure that your gift talents are meeting needs. You must make sure that they are solving definite and specific problems in your generation. And you must make sure that they are making a difference in the lives of people. Self-discovery is not about yourself. It's about serving your gift in a way and a manner that it brings a blessing. I mentioned there are three purposes of discovery. There are three things that will happen when you discover yourself. Three things that will happen when you discover yourself. Number one, you will inspire other people. When your light is shining, you will inspire other people to shine their lights. So you become an inspiration when you discover yourself. Number two is that you will solve problems when you discover yourself. Please never forget this. No one discovers himself and not identify the problem is to solve. No one discovers himself and not identify the value is to offer. No one discovers himself and not identify the need he is to meet. No one. A true indicator that you have met yourself is that you can say in a statement what your life is about. And number three, when you discover yourself, you will unlock, you will express, you will reveal a dimension of God that is trapped in your uniqueness. Three things that will happen when you discover yourself. Number one, you become an inspiration. Number two, you will solve a problem, meet a need, add value, transform the lives of people. Number three, you will reveal to your generation a dimension of God captured in your uniqueness. If you claim to have discovered yourself and you're not these three things, you have not discovered yourself. You may have discovered your gifts, you may have discovered your talent, and you are deciding how you should use it. But when you discover yourself, you will become an inspiration. Number two, you will solve problems for people. Number three, you will reveal to your generation a dimension of God that is trapped, that is captured in your uniqueness, in your originality. I don't know whether you are, are you listening to me, please? Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm learning. I'm with you. I'm learning.
All right. Thank you. So let me also add this, because I don't know how many minutes I have. There are two expressions of the discovery of self. Number one is that you become a pioneer. You'll start something. When you discover yourself, you'll start something. pioneer something, whether it's a business, an organization, a church, a school. You will start something. Some people, the expression of the self they have discovered will mean that they start something. While for some people, they don't have to start something necessarily. They will have to they have to partner with pioneers. So there are people who the expression of the self they have discovered will mean that they pioneer, they start things, they build, they innovate, they create, they produce, they manufacture. While some other people, when they discover themselves, they will partner with pioneers, which means they don't have to be pioneers of anything. I tell people, when you want to be part of an organization, you must understand that you must ask yourself whether your personal vision will find expression within the corporate vision. Every corporate vision that you are a part of, if you are not to pioneer anything, I ask people, I said, if what you feel passionate about, if what you feel extremely gifted to do, or what you feel highly talented to do, someone else is doing it at a level that you would love to do it, why don't you pioneer with a partner with the person rather than starting something else, except where you feel that the expression of yourself requires that you pioneer stuff. So you either pioneer, start, build, create, innovate, manufacture product or services, number two, or you partner with someone who is already a pioneer, as long as your personal vision will find highest expression within the corporate vision, within the person's vision who is a pioneer. And in my opinion, most people are going to partner with pioneers, where their gifts, their talents, their passion will find expression within a corporate vision. All right, it is important we also understand that, because we live in a world where people think that everybody must be an entrepreneur in terms of starting a business. No, but you can be entrepreneurial in your thinking, but not necessarily to produce goods and services yourself. But you can work with someone who produces goods and services and be innovative in marketing and be entrepreneurial in selling, but not necessarily that you have to be the one to produce the goods or to produce the services. However, every human being can be entrepreneurial, but not every human being can be an entrepreneur. Every human being can have a business sense, but not everybody should be a business. But you can have a business approach to what you do, but not necessarily that you have to start a business, own a business. It is important that we understand that. All right, so I think I've been able to say a few things. I don't know how many minutes do I have, so that I know what other points to drop.
All right, we still have about 25 minutes.
Ooh, 25 minutes. All right. Yeah. All right. So let me also add what happens when you discover yourself? What are the benefits? What are the benefits of self-discovery? What are the benefits of the self-discovery? Number one, when you discover yourself, this is why I want to encourage anyone that will watch this video, get this book. Get this book, Discover Your Unique and Authentic Self. What are the benefits of get this book? It will change your life. I'm telling you, people have ordered for this book from different parts in Nigeria, and other people have ordered for the soft copy of the book, around the world. So try and get this book. It will change your life. It will answer some of the questions I'm talking about. I want to share, since I have 25 minutes, I want to talk about the components of self-discovery. The components of self-discovery. Before I talk about the benefits in a very short while, what are the components of self? There are 10 components of self-discovery, but I'll just give us a few. Maybe I'll mention the 10 but not explain them. Number one is identity. Self-discovery does not begin with what you can do. It begins with who you are. Self-discovery does not begin with what you can do. It begins with who you are. Identity is who you are inherently, who you are intrinsically. So when we talk about self-discovery, we're not just talking about potential. First, it includes your potential, but it begins with your identity. So who are you? The moment you can say, I am, you have discovered yourself. It doesn't even start with I have. It doesn't start with I can do. It starts with I am. This is why it's important. I have met people who are gifted, talented, and who have chronic self-esteem. They have a problem believing themselves. They have a problem liking themselves. They have a problem having self-confidence because they don't know who they are. You can be gifted and talented and passionate and yet be suffering from low self-esteem. Identity. The number one problems of young people and even some adults is identity crisis. Self-discovery solves the problem of identity crisis. The question of who am I? Who am I really? Am I what I do? Because I sing, am I a singer? And identity helps you to answer the question of your value. You are a person of value. You are every human being on the face of the earth. And you see, people must believe this. You are extremely and exceptionally and incredibly valuable. The world needs you. That's the picture you should have of yourself. Your identity talks about the picture and the image that you have of yourself. Your identity talks about the perception that you have of yourself. Who are you? Most people believe that because they failed, they are failures. You are not a failure. So self-discovery component starts with identity. Number two is your potential, what you can do. Number three is your purpose, why you exist. Number four is your personality, the way you are and why you are the way you are. They are all components of self-discovery. Your identity, your potential, your purpose, your personality. Self-discovery also involves your vision. The mental picture that you have of your contribution to your generation, your vision, is part of self-discovery. So when I said I've discovered myself, it means I know who I am. When I said I've discovered myself, it means I know what I have and I know what I can do. When I said I've discovered myself, I mean that I know why I exist on the earth. Purpose. I know who I am. Identity. I know what I have and what I can do. Potential. I know why I exist on the earth. Purpose. And I know why I am the way I am. Personality. And then vision is also part of self-discovery. Another component of self-discovery is people. When you say you know yourself, it means you know the people you are assigned to. Every one of us is assigned to a specific person, specific people. We can't reach out to everybody in this world. Even you can have a global vision, but you can't reach out to everybody in the world, a population of over 8-point-something billion. No single individual has a solution to all the problems that people face, but you have something that some people need. So people is part of self-discovery, knowing who needs what I have. Who are the people that needs what I have? In business, you call it your market. Who are your market? Who are your audience? Who are you assigned to reach? Who are you assigned to? For some people, they are assigned to children. It doesn't mean that they are not available to reach other people as opportunity present themselves, but they are assigned to reach out to children. For some people, it's to divorcees. For some people, it's to singles. For some people, it's to, you must find, for some people, it's business people. For some people, is students in schools, and that is why they start schools. Do you know that people can even have the passion for children, and yet the assignment to children may be different? Why some is probably academic, some is spiritual, some is emotional, some is financial, entrepreneurial. Same mark.
You'll be back soon. If you're learning, drop your comment. You have option to drop
Same
comment.
market, but different product.
Okay.
Sorry, I got a call that interrupted.
Okay. You're welcome back, sir.
Thank you. So 20 people, 50 people, 100 people can be assigned to the same market, the same audience, but the product and the services they render is different. All right. So I've talked about people. Another component of self-discovery is place. Location, geography matters. A key component of discovering your place, discovering yourself, is discovering the place you are to express that self. No human being can be physically in the same place at the same time. I cannot be in Kaduna, in Abuja, in Lagos at the same time. My product, my services can be there, but as a human being, I am limited because of my expression of self. So part of discovering yourself is locating the place, the primary place where you are to reside for the expression. And sometimes where you are born may not be where you are to express yourself. It's important. Some people are born in Nigeria, but the fulfillment of their destiny and the expression of who they are will require that they leave Nigeria. Why some people that are in Nigeria, haven't you heard of missionaries who were born, who came to Nigeria because the fulfillment of their destiny and the expression of the uniqueness that they carry and represent requires that they leave that. So location, geography is important. Another component of self-discovery is your sphere of influence. Your sphere of influence. And there are 7 spheres of influence. And every one of us, when you discover yourself, you are going to express yourself in either of these spheres of influence. Whether it's politics and governance, whether it's economy and business, whether it's family life, whether it's entertainment, whether it's media, whether it's religion, whether it's education. Every one of us, in my book, I talk about the connection. When you discover yourself, you are going to identify what is my sphere of influence. And when you get to your sphere of influence, you now break it down. What is the industry? What is the industry I'm to express that self? Even within industry, you now break it down to talk about what sector, what industry, what organization. You have to narrow your level of influence. It's part of the discovery of self. If not, you will be generic. You will be general. You have to contextualize your value. You have to customize your relevance. Another component of self-discovery I talked about is your message. Everybody who has discovered himself must communicate a message. When I say communicate message, don't think public speaking is just the only means. In fact, those of us who are public speakers will understand there are non-verbal means of communication. So communication is not just speaking. When you are acting, you are communicating. When you are producing a song, you are communicating. When you are writing a book, you are communicating. When you are you are communicating a message. Just looking at someone's CV is just a means of communication. So everybody is to communicate or deliver a distinct, a specific message to his generation. Everybody. The message Conlix is to deliver to his generation is not the message I'm to deliver. And the message is so unique and authentic in your generation and civilization that nobody can deliver it in the way and the manner that you can deliver it. Another component of self-discovery is what I call limitations. Limitation is not a bad word. What God does is that every human being is not called to do everything. Every human being is limited in some ways. That's what makes you human. That there's something that Conlix possess that I need, and there's something that I need that Conlix possess. That's just my idea of limitation. That you are not called to do everything. That you cannot be everything to all men. You can't. You have what I call divine deficiency. Every human being is a combination of 2 things: proficiency and deficiency. Your proficiency is what you are to offer. Your deficiency is what other people are to offer to you. That's what you need from other people. It is part of who we are. We are proficient at some things and we are deficient at some things. We are exceptional at some things and we are extremely poor or not adequate at some things. So part of self-discovery is realizing what are the things that I cannot do. There are certain things I cannot do. There are certain things I cannot be. There are certain places I cannot go. You must understand the scope of your limitation. There are certain things that I cannot even teach. Not because I don't have the knowledge, but because I am not called to teach those things. I may study it, I may talk about it, but I don't have what it takes to teach it. Because it's not part of what my message represents. So these are the components of self-discovery. 10 of them. I explain them in a very detailed and deep manner in my book. All right. So let me talk about then, how do you discover yourself? I don't have the time to talk about the benefits of self-discovery, but let me talk about how. In my book that I talked about, Discover Your Unique and Authentic Self, I talked about how to discover yourself. That was the last chapter. How do I discover myself, Stephen Edward? You have stated extensively about a lot of things. Then how do I even discover myself? How do I meet myself? I'm going to say that in 3 minutes because it appears my phone may likely go off. All right. Number one, you have to believe you're going to discover yourself. Number one, you have to believe this is not something someone can do for you. You have to believe that there's something unique and authentic about you. I don't know how to convince people to believe, to have a consciousness, a mentality, an attitude, a conviction that there's something unique about you that nobody in this world has except you. You have to believe it. You have to have the consciousness, the attitude that there's something unique about me. I am not ordinary. I am not one of the numbers in the population of the world. I came to this world because there's something I have, there's something I am that the world needs. Believe it. Believe. Wake up every morning, even if you have not discovered yourself. Tell yourself you are valuable. Tell yourself you are needed. Believe it. Number two, if you're going to discover yourself, number one, believe that there's something unique and authentic about you. Please believe this. You are not to be a clone of someone else. Learn from people, but never become them. Learn from people, but never become them. Never forget this. I learned from a lot of people. Learn from people, but never become them. If you become people, you deny the world of your uniqueness. Learn from people. Learn from their principles, their stuff, but never become them. If you become people, if you become, no matter how successful they are, God does not want another Dangote. God does not want another Miles Moreau. God does not want another Bishop Oyedepo. God does not want another, no matter who you celebrate and admire, God does not want another of their kind. He wants you. Learn from them, but be yourself. If you become someone else, you deny the world your uniqueness, your originality. Number two is the fact that if you're going to discover yourself, you must learn to spend time with yourself. This is so important. You can't discover yourself in the crowd. You can't discover yourself with the business of the world. You must learn to spend time with yourself. This is so important. Every human being that I've learned in life who have discovered themselves, they are not just so busy with activities and so busy doing stuff. They create time to meet with themselves. So learn to isolate from the crowd. Number three is ask yourself questions. If you're going to discover yourself, you must learn to ask yourself questions. In my book, I shared 12 questions to ask yourself if you're going to discover yourself. 12 questions to ask yourself. And each of these questions, they have 6, some of them 5, 6 other questions in the. See, the answer to the answer you need is in the question you have not asked. Learn to ask yourself questions. I remember when I was growing up, I was asking myself questions. Stevie, what do you want to do with your life? What difference do you want to make? What value do you want to offer? So ask yourself questions, 12 questions. I don't know if I can run through them. Maybe I don't know how to but get the book. Number one question I talked about is a passion question. One of the questions under the passion question reveals something you cannot shut your mouth about, something you cannot keep your mouth shut about. No matter if you invite me to talk about children, I want to talk about self-discovery and purpose. I can't keep my mouth shut about it. It's a revelation, it's a pointer to the self that you are to offer your generation. Callings is appear that are just so something that connects with you, right? I can't hear you. I still can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
If you can hear me, please drop your comment. Hello, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. 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 Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Okay, what did you say? I did not get that. Let me use my earphone again to know if I will hear you now.
I said you were clapping your hands. I needed to know why you were clapping your hands.
Sorry, I cannot hear you. Maybe you should continue teaching. Let me go and come back.
All right. I said you were clapping. I saw you clapping. I saw you clapping. All right. So let me just wrap up quickly. Ask yourself questions: the passion question, the people question, the problem question, the model question, the personality question. These are questions that give you a pointer. What problem? Under the problem question, I ask you, what problem will you want to solve? What need will you want to meet? What sphere of influence will you want to be known for? I also talk about the money question. If you are not paid, what will you want to become? Or what area of value will you want to be known to offer? So these are the questions that I want to encourage you to these are the areas I want you to ask these questions. So please get my book, 12 Questions That Will Open Your Eyes. And when you are asking these questions, you will see the connection between each of the questions. There's a connection between the passion, the problem question, the money question, the model question, the personality question,
my sound is good now, right?
G-factor question. I believe that no human being can discover themselves without discovering who God is. The fastest way to discover yourself is to have an encounter with your Creator. He unveils and opens your eyes to see yourself in a light and a manner that you have never known existed. You can discover your talent without God. You can discover your passion without God. You can discover your abilities without God, but you cannot discover yourself without God. God is a principal factor in the discovery of self. A principal factor in the discovery of self. So I talked about the G-factor question. The G-factor question talks about the God question. So you ask yourself, if you're a person of faith, and I say this with every sense of responsibility and respect, God is not an option in the equation of success. You can achieve things without God, engaging principles, but you can never be truly fulfilled without God. Fulfillment is dependent on your knowledge, your understanding, and your engagement of not just the principles of God, but a relationship with His person. So that's the G-factor question, all right? So there's a passion question, there's a problem question, there's a people question. Who do you feel drawn to want to reach? Who? So that talks about your market. That talks about the people you are to reach. Who? Make a list. When I do my self-discovery and leadership coach class, I ask people to bring out, I give them a note. And each of these questions, they answer them. Who do you naturally are drawn to want to reach? Some will say children. Some will say students. Some will say single ladies. They write them down. And we ask the question, the money question. If you were not paid, what will you want to do for the rest of your life? If money is not involved. And not only that, I also have another question. If you were not paid, what will you want to do for the rest of your life?
Rest of your life.
The rest of your life, not what will you do for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I mean the rest of your life. And there are people, I can tell you, these colleagues who are going to a job because of the salary. They are going to a job because it pays their bills. If they stop paying their salary, they will stop going to that job. That tells you they have not discovered themselves. They are just using their certificate, to earn a living. Most people are using their certificate to earn a living. They are not true.
You are right, sir. You are right, sir.
You only begin to live life when you meet yourself and discover yourself. I have a job. Sir. I don't tell people not to work. I don't tell people not to get a job. I have a job, but I can tell you, this is what I am born to do. This is what I'm wired for. This is why I can, oh my God, if I don't speak, if I don't teach, if I don't train, if I don't coach, if I don't mentor in a week, no matter how much money I have in my bank account, I don't feel fulfilled. If I don't coach someone, if I don't mentor someone, if I don't impact someone, if I don't share my ideas and my thoughts with someone. And you see, another question in this discovery question is what I call, I think it's also connected to the passion question. You know, there are areas where you get ideas without struggling. Ideas come natural to you. I was traveling to Abuja on Friday and 3 books on leadership just downloaded with table of content. The fastest things for me to do is to write books. It's so easy. I get books and the table of content. I don't struggle to write. I don't struggle to develop ideas. Okay, that's good. That's the AI. That's the productivity question. What areas are you easily the most productive? Which means you don't struggle to be productive. It comes so easy. It comes because you are grace. The area you are grace is the area of your ease. And that's the area you're going to be most productive. The area of your grace is the area of your ease. And that's the area you're going to be most productive. So it's very easy for me to develop content. It's very easy for me to come up with books. So easy. Oh, my time is going. My battery will soon go off. So I want to stop here. Get my book. Collins, thank you so much for having me. Thank you again and again and again for having me. I believe that those who watch this later will be inspired, will have practical information that will benefit them. But more importantly, I want to encourage you, get this book and your life will never remain the same. Thank you. I have my brother Jacob David. Thank you for connecting. It's such an honor to have you. Thank you so much. I celebrate you. All right, Collins, over to you. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, boss. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. You practically finished everything. You went step to step to step to you went inside. Thank you for coming to my podcast. So I am blessed with this message, and I am happy I can say it confidently anywhere. This is the fight I've been fighting since to discover myself. And at last, once I discovered myself, that's where you see me doing stuff. People are like, what do you call it as? Sorry, you will not understand. You will not understand. I closed my shop because of this. May I close my shop. April I close my shop. I just make sure I do this thing to make it work. I see it as sacrifice. Because the moment I'll get there, if I get them, I'll still not be fulfilled if I not do this thing. And I said I was going to do this. Each time I do this thing, I get fulfilled. Now, maybe giving others the voice, giving others the platform to let them showcase their own message, show the world what they can do. I'm even partnering with other people that can do this. So let's do that. It's fine, no problem. So thank you, sir, for sharing everything. God bless you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
My program.
Thank you for having me.
Just thank you. See, if you're watching this video, please buy that book, Discover You. Okay, discover your authentic and unique self. Am I correct? Discover your unique and authentic self. Me, I've discovered myself. I'm not going back. I've invented myself. See, you can't outwork me. I say it anyway. You can't beat me. You can't outwork me. I've been beaten so much. I've been broken down. I've been down. The lesson I said, no, never again. I have to reinvent myself and change my position and just get up. I've moved from good to great to unstoppable. When you become unstoppable, you become an icon. They can't see your back. You've moved from good. I've passed that level of being good to being great to be unstoppable.
So I'm an icon. So if you want to be an icon, you have to read this book. First of all, find your voice. Then you know how to share your message. That's it. Once you have a voice, there's a bit when you have a voice, when you speak, your voice will be heard. So I used to step in the difference between speaking and talking. When you speak, somebody like Buhari will hear you and say, this boy is doing something great. I can send a message to it. Can you still hear me, sir?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can hear me. Can hear me. Okay. I can say like now, I know my audience, students, business persons, people who have been heartbroken, who have been through all of this stuff. I can send a message or a letter to a school. I want to come and speak to your students. And then when I show them what I've done, they will not even waste time and say, let me come. I've been doing this from the ghetto. Even without coming to social media, I've been doing this. My calling is advising people. I just say three things represent me. I am here for freedom, words, and growth. These three things represent me on it. These three things. So whenever you see me doing something, they are centered around these three things. Growth, freedom, and worth. So that's it.
Awesome.
So please buy this book. I don't even need to beg. If you want to find yourself, you don't be begging to become who you are supposed to be. Nobody will beg you now. So go and get the book if you want to find your voice. Get the book. Brother Edward John. You should have your son named Edward John.
That's my younger brother. That's my brother.
Oh, that's my brother. Hey, I'm surprised. Okay. Thank you for joining, Brother Edward John. I'm like, who have this same son name? Thank you for joining. Brother Jacob David. He said, Great Grace, MOP. I don't know what that MOP means, but you know better. It means
man of purpose. Man of purpose.
Oh. Your people are even watching you from their side. Wow. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. God bless you. You can see, I'm even surprised when you come to Christmas, like, I think you have met me before. I didn't know. People call me Grace. That menu, Grace, you inspire me. You did. Yeah, this is just they used to call it the iceberg strategy. You're just seeing the iceberg. Exactly. Tip of the iceberg. See, I just seen you've not me. I used to say you have not even seen 1% of me, Collins. People have not seen 1% of me. This is just 0.1. They have not seen 1% of me. What if you see the fire? You're just seeing the smoke. Don't tell them. You're just seeing the smoke. I've not started. So get this book. Discover your authentic and unique self. So thank you, sir.
Thank you so much,
Edward. Thank
you.
So before you leave, what is your last word for anybody?
All right, my last word for anybody is that the journey of life begins when you meet yourself. Not when you gain admission to school, not when you're a graduate, not when you start a business, not when you get a job, not when you start a relationship. You only start living when you meet your true self, your authentic self. Number two is that realize that there's something the world needs that you have. There's something the world needs that you have. Never go to the grave with the investment of God in your life. Make up your mind that you're going to unleash, you're going to unlock that code of greatness by finding what makes you unique and serving it to your generation with excellence, with quality, with power, with integrity. And that is what life is about. Thank you so much.
Thank you, boss. Seriously, if you know me very well, I ask great questions. It is said that great leaders ask great questions. I used to see that the reason why you are where you are is because you have not asked questions that will take you from where you are to where you want to be. When you find the reason to live where you are to where you want to be, you will know you have those questions and you get the answer and leave that place.
That's true.
So I wanted to ask you some questions, but I noticed that you've even asked that question and you've answered it. I'm like, so what am I asking again? So thank you so much. I already filled everything here. Like the thing I wanted to ask you, you already filled it. You already asked me, you didn't give me the answer. So what am I asking again? So you're a master at this thing. Thank you so much, man of purpose. Thank you. God bless you. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
So subscribe to this channel, share this video, like, and make sure you get the book. Follow him on social media, on Facebook at Stephen Edward. He's still on Instagram, LinkedIn. Follow him. If you want to get the book, message him or message me. Then you get access to the book. I love you. I am Ume Collins Ebube, the Success Soldier. This is Deep Inside Conversation. So we have come to an end of this session. I have another guest. So I will see you. Goodbye for now. And come and join me for my next session. I love you. Bye.
Two things changed me totally. One was time and two was target. Once I put my time on ground and my target, I look like a madman. A man with a vision is a madman until the vision comes to pass. You cannot pull me out like this because I am hungry to win. Except you are ready to eat this kind of spirit, you are not making progress anywhere. A case in point, I just had Thinkation 2019. The year before that, I had 700 people. But this year, I said to myself that I wanted 5,000 people to register for it. In a space of 2 months, I had 7,000 people registered. When the event came, there were 3,000